Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. I am Ali Raza Fahad. I welcome you to my channel, and today I will discuss the medieval period. In the history of Europe, the Middle Ages or medieval period lasted from the 5th to the 15th century. It began with the fall of the Western Roman Empire and merged into the Renaissance and the Age of Discovery. Medieval is an adjective used to describe things associated with the Middle Ages. Some scholars, especially those during the Renaissance and Enlightenment periods, viewed the Middle Ages as the Dark Ages, a time when civilization was mired and in superstition and ignorance. The Norman Conquest. In October 1066, William the Conqueror, Duke of Normandy, France, defeated and killed King Harold of England, the last Anglo-Saxon king at the Battle of Hastings. This is an illustration of the Battle of Hastings. With the Norman conquest, the third language was introduced, and that was French. French culture and French literature arrives too. William the Conqueror, who reigned from 1066 to 1087. This is William the Conqueror. William was the most powerful duke in France. He was the illegitimate son of the previous Duke of Normandy, who was a cousin to King Edward the Confessor. Edward died childless, and Harold, Earl of Wessex, was crowned king the next day. William claimed that King Edward had promised him the throne and attacked with a large army. He wanted to rule the Anglo-Saxons, not eliminate them. Ruled England with strength and efficiency. Within 4 years, he established his rule all over the country. William introduced into England the system of reciprocal loyalties that was called feudalism. Under his reign, Normans killed most of the native English nobility, subjugated the rest of the populace, and divided the country into estates and fiefdoms. He centralized the government, gave land to Norman lords who swore loyalty to him. He was a great administrator, and his greatest administrative feat was an inventory of nearly every piece of property, land, cattle, buildings recorded in the Doomsday Book. People could be taxed based on what they owned. His emphasis was on law and order, and he encouraged cultural unity. He brought England into mainstream European civilizations, borrowed French words and incorporated them into English language. He made French the official language of the king's court and of the government, encouraged democratic and artistic tendencies. He combined the Norman and Anglo-Saxon elements of culture where the language was Anglo-Saxon, but the law and order, cultural unity, and administrative abilities of the Normans were present. Feudalism. This is an illustration of medieval feudal castle. The economic system of much of the Middle Ages. It was also a caste system, a property system, and a military system. It was based on granting of land in exchange for loyalty, military assistance, and other services. Commoners, peasants, lived on a feudal manor. The lord of the manor gave his vassals, the peasants, land to farm. In return, the vassals received protection from roving bandits, yet they were taxed and had to surrender a portion of their crops to the lord. Feudalism is important as it created ties of obedience and fostered a sense of loyalty between the vassals and their lord. Through this depiction, we can understand how this system worked. Feudalism brought a sense of form and manners that permeated life, art, and literature. The sense of formalism came to life most fully in the institution of knighthood and in the related practice or code of chivalry. Here we can see feudalism's religious or social hierarchy. At the top of the pyramid is the king. who held a land as a vassal by divine right. Next were the barons who pledged allegiance to the king. The system worked its way down to the landless knights and serfs. Church, or the clergymen of the time. Middle Ages is also called the age of faith or religion. Church was wealthy and extremely powerful. Participated in inquisitions. Church dominated life, even sometimes it controlled the kings and queens, dictated even the trivial or the most insignificant details of individuals' lives, controlled intellectual thought until Renaissance. People paid teeth, that was church tax, to church. All people believed in heaven and hell, and everybody wanted to go to heaven. And it was only possible to go to heaven through the Roman Catholic Church. Roman Catholic Church was the only church at that time in the whole of the Europe. Helped Church helped to create one homogeneous society with a common culture and set of beliefs. Latin, the language of the church, became the language of the educated. Clergy was predominant in translating, copying, collecting, and writing manuscripts. Churches of the time were highly organized: priests, bishops, archbishops, and popes. Medieval society Medieval society centered around the feudal castle where they worked their own fields and the lands of the lord of the manor to whom they owed allegiance. Farming changed to herding as English wool from sheep became popular. Due to herding, cottages became mills. Towns in the north expanded due to the production of wool. Guilds were created to assure fair wages. Population grew. Development of city classes, lower middle and upper middle classes emerged. The merchant class formed when people of the cities who were free, they were no more tied to the land or the knighthood and chivalry, moved away from the castle. The merchant class had a distinct style of art, and their point of view was expressed in ballads and mystery or miracle plays of the time. Universities were founded at Oxford and Cambridge to promote learning. Printing technology, newly discovered printing technology availability uh, made the availability of books and their subsequent spread of learning changed England forever. Women had no political rights, always subservient to a man, husband, father, or brother. Important events of the era: the Crusades, a series of wars waged by European Christians against the Muslims with Jerusalem and the Holy Land as the prize. The first crusade was in 1095. It was proclaimed by Pope Urban II. All ended poorly in a tangle of raiding, looting, and power politics. Though they did not win, they benefited from contact with Eastern mathematics, astronomy, architecture, and crafts. Martyrdom of Saint Thomas Becket, 1170. Thomas Becket, the Archbishop of Canterbury, was murdered in his own cathedral while he was praying by 4 knights because he too often sided with the Pope instead of the King Henry who had appointed him to the position. Becket's martyrdom enraged the common people who deemed him a saint. People made pilgrimages to Canterbury to honor Saint Thomas' memory. People lashed out against King Henry, which weakened the king's power in his struggle with Rome. Declaration of Magna Carta, 1215. In 1215, King John of England was forced by the barons to sign the Magna Carta, which safeguarded the noble rights, thus keeping papal power from unjust actions. The Great Charter of Liberties of England was originally issued in 1215 AD. This charter is considered to be the first step towards the constitutional government of England. The Charter of Magna Carta restricted the power of the emperor and proved the importance of a constitution. The Great Famine 1315 to 1317 AD. Whole northern Europe suffered the Great Famine in 1315, which prolonged itself till 1317. During these 2 years of famine, a big portion of the population died of hunger and diseases. During famine, crime rate increased to extreme and there were too many incidences of cannibalism, rapes and infanticides. The Great Famine brought unrest in peasants and the member of nobility also suffered a setback and as a result they became more bloodthirsty and gave up the oath of chivalry. The Hundred Years' War from 1337 to 1453. England never fully relinquished its lands to the Normans, thus resulting in a series of wars ranging from 1337 to 1453. The Hundred Years' War began in 37 when the Kingdom of England waged war against the Kingdom of France. While there were many periods of peace and ceasefire between England and France during the period, however, this war was continued again and again in different conflicts till 1453. English longbows were the weapon that most impacted their efficiency. The Black Death, Plague 1348 to 1350. Plague significantly weakened the feudal system and the church. The plague was highly contagious and spread by fleas from infected rats. The bubonic plague killed a third of the English population, causing a labor shortage and giving the lower classes more bargaining power. Peasants revolted against their manors and asked for better treatment. People got angry at the church because no volumes of prayers could save them, while they also got angry against the government because the government was unable to help them either. Here we can see through this map that it overspread the whole of the Europe. Plague contributed to the end of feudalism as serfs gained their freedom from lord and land. The Peasants' Revolt 1381. It occurred during June 1381. Its immediate cause was the imposition of the unpopular poll tax of 1381. The rebels sought a reduction in taxation, an end to the system of unfair labor known as serfdom, and the removal of the king's senior officials and law courts. Inspired by the sermons of the radical cleric John Ball and led by Wat Taylor, a contingent of Kentish rebels advanced on London. King Richard stepped forward and promised to abolish serfdom. The peasants went home, but later government troops toured the villages hanging the rebels. The War of Roses 1455 to 85. The War of Roses was the name given to a series of civil wars that were fought between the House of Lancaster and the House of York between 1455 to 1485. The name of War of Roses was given because the badges used by the two opposing groups. The Lancasterians brandished a red rose, the Yorkists a white rose.